Hello there and welcome back to the Premier League. It is finally back, man. Jesus. I say this every single time, so I'm not going to go on about it too much, but Jesus Christ. And if anyone finds that offensive, hopefully you don't, but never mind. The international break is just... Unless you're a Dutch fan, you'll be loving life. You'll be absolutely loving life where they are right now. They're absolutely smashing it. Gini Wijnaldum, Virgil van Dijk, it's all good business. But yes, Premier League's back, that's where it's at, and we are going to be facing Crystal Palace away. Just the perfect team you want to come up against after the international break. Now, Crystal Palace, we're going to look at their last 5 games. Not in detail, just the results. The last 5 games, just to get a bit of a, what was their confidence like? What was their run of form like when they were going into the international break? And of their last 5, they have won 1, drawn 1, lost 3. Now, you have to look at the teams that they played against as well. They weren't playing necessarily like, bargain basement teams at the moment, like your Norwiches or your Watfords. So, they won 2-1 against West Ham, which at the moment doesn't seem to mean a lot because West Ham seem to just have given up a little bit. They then faced Manchester City, which was a difficult game for them. Was that Premier League? Yes, it was. They drew against Arsenal, who isn't. And then Leicester beat them 2-0, and they're on fire right now. And then Chelsea also beat them 2-0 just before the international break. And then they come up and face Liverpool. So, how are Liverpool doing themselves? Well, as a Liverpool fan, I don't need to go and look. We're doing great. We're doing fantastic. Just before the international break, we went and beat Manchester City 3-1. Should have been 3-0, really, but they put the pressure on near the end. We lost a little bit of control of the midfield, but in general, pretty decent. Now, obviously there's injury news, and the injury news doesn't look great for the likes of Andy Robertson and Mohamed Salah, so we don't really know what's going to happen there. Obviously, I think late last night, I say late last night because I finished work late at night, so I got all my notifications through, so it probably was midday, something like that anyway, was the fact that I think Robertson and Salah had individual training, and they were going to assess today the suitability of them being able to play at the weekend. So there's still major doubts, and I think I'm going to go with my starting lineup as if they're not going to be playing in this game. There's no point risking it, or risking them, especially ahead of a game like we've got against Napoli in midweek coming up as well. That's a crucial game. If we win it, then we can take it easy in the last game in the Champions League group stage. But if not, then we make it hard for ourselves. So, I'm going to do my starting 11 as if both Salah and Robertson aren't playing and aren't available. So, we're going to go with Alisson in goal, Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back, not Matip, what am I talking about? He's still injured. Lovren, hopefully Virgil van Dijk, but he pulled out of the Netherlands for personal issues, so I don't actually know what's going on there. You could actually, for the first time, be looking at a Gomez-Lovren partnership. I don't know how I feel about that, but fingers crossed Virgil van Dijk can make it, because I haven't actually seen anything to say that he won't. And then Milner at right back. Into the midfield, I think we can go safely with Fabinho. Must be coming into that midfield, has to be in that midfield. I'd like to see Oxlade-Chamberlain start this game and maybe go for what I would call the Genk midfield, which was Fabinho, Oxlade-Chamberlain and Naby Keita. I'd love to see it, I really would. We're away from home, it's going to be difficult, and then you can have Henderson come on late on, or if you have Henderson on, I'd just love to see an Oxlade-Chamberlain or a Naby Keita. I would just personally love to see that bounding of energy that you would get from both those players moving forward. Now, I said this ahead of the City game as well, and we got a Gini Wijnaldum, Henderson, Fabinho midfield, and I'm not against it. Obviously, it worked really, really well. I'd just love to see a bit more of Oxlade-Chamberlain. Now, you might see Oxlade-Chamberlain anyway. They may end up putting him into the front line, out on right wing in case Salah isn't there. Now, most likely they'd go with Divock Origi, but Oxlade-Chamberlain is an option there as well. Now, I can't ignore Gini Wijnaldum. His form over the international break was ridiculous. His last game with the Netherlands, he scored a hat-trick. Smashed a hat-trick. Just unreal. Absolutely unreal stuff. So it'd be really difficult for him to come back off international break and him not play. So I can imagine that you might see Gini Wijnaldum in there as well. And I'm not opposed to it. I'm really not. So either which way, we've got a very strong midfield with whichever combination you put in. So I'm happy really with whatever we put out there. And then front line, as I said before, it could be Oxlade-Chamberlain. Most likely would be Divock Origi of some either on either side. Mane and Firmino. No reason that I can see why Firmino and Mane wouldn't play in this game. But hey, we've probably still got some news to come out later today. If he does a press conference or anything like that once he's done training. So yeah, I'm quietly positive about this game, but I'm quietly positive about this game because Crystal Palace are just an annoying team. They're honestly an annoying team. There's very few games where we've actually gone out there and smashed it against Crystal Palace, and I'll go through the last 4 meetings that we've had against them, at least in the league. 2017, we won 1-0. 2018 in March, we won 2-1 away. Away again in August 2018, we won 2-0, right? And then in the Premier League in January, the most recent time we played them, it was 4-3. Now, I think we were far ahead in that game. I want to go and look at that actually and see if I can, what actually happened in this one. They scored first, we went 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 4-2, and then 4-3, Max Meyer getting that last minute goal in the 95th minute. Like, it's just for whatever reason and for whatever season, it's a team that we seem to struggle against. We really struggle against. Now, Crystal Palace are in a position right now where I think they're 12th in the league right now, but if they win a game, they could go up to 7th. It's one or the other. Like, the points are that tight and the goal differences are that tight as well. Like, if they win games, they can go up to 7th. If they lose, they don't really move a great deal unless people make moves around them. So it's a difficult game. They're just not in a bad way, and I'm not calling Crystal Palace arseholes, but they're an arsehole team. Like, they're just an arsehole team that we come up against, like it used to be years ago with West Brom and like Stoke and stuff like that. They're just hard teams to come up against and play, and they've got good players on the break. Zaha is obviously the key one there. You know, I mentioned Andros Townsend there. He always pops up at least once or twice a season with a goal. It's just a difficult team, and they're actually not doing too badly this season. I think they've beaten Manchester United already this season, so they're not doing too bad. Look, I firmly believe at the moment, the run that we've been on, that we can beat anybody. On any day, we can beat anybody. But there is going to come a time this season when we will come unstuck. We won't have the resolve, or we just won't be able to get something over the line, and we may lose one day. I'm not saying it's going to be Saturday at all, but I'm just saying it's because of our previous track record. I'm going to sound like 2-1 FC here, but I'm going for 2-1. I just feel it's got a 2-1 feel about it. It really has. It's a 3 o'clock kickoff tomorrow, and it's just got 2-1 written all over it for me. You know, and especially if Salah's not playing, maybe, you know, Robertson's not playing, then we'll lose a little bit in attack. We've already played without Salah once this season. I can't remember when it was, but we looked a little bit, you know, we lacked in the attacking areas. You could tell that he was missing. And the same, you'd see it with Robertson as well, what he does at left back and, you know, left front as well. So, yeah, I'm going to go for 2-1 Liverpool. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm just anticipating a really tough, gritty game, especially after the international break. Everyone's coming back, and it might not necessarily be firing on all cylinders. I'd take a 1-0. If it happened to be 1-1, it's 1-1. It could happen. It absolutely could happen. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Am I right? Am I wrong? Should I be right to be a little bit, you know, pensive? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you ever so much for watching this video. The Premier League is back. If you have liked this video, please do like it and subscribe if you're new around here. Thank you once again, and I'll catch you later.